Welcome to the 2022 Northeast Research Station Rice and Soybean Field Tour.
Good morning, everyone. I want to welcome you here to the second episode of our rice field day, or our rice, as we follow this through the stages of growth this year, and want to document this for you. I'm standing here in the middle of our fertilization trials. What we're looking at here is matching fertilizer needs to plant needs, or fertilizer to plant needs, I should say. And to do that, we're using a process called NDVI, which is Normalized Difference Vegetative Index. I have to stop and slow down and think each letter what it means. But what this does is a way of measuring plant health to make sure that we don't put out excess fertilizer, but we also do not short the plant. And what this does is we take these readings, we put them through an algorithm that was developed by Dustin Harrell and Brenda Tabanya there at LSU to determine the correct amount of fertilizer. So we're trying to put out no more than is necessary, but yet not deprive the plant. So as we've done this, we have initially applied on our enriched strip here, as we refer to it as, we applied 300 units of N. And we've done this at pre-flood. Now, working here on the station in small plots, we actually ended up covering the whole plant. Now, the whole plot. So it actually got 350 units when the rest of the field got 50 units there at what would normally be considered a pre-flood stage. We came back twice. Now understand this rice was a lot smaller when we done this. We actually came back at two different times and applied two more applications 7 to 10 days apart with 50 pounds each. And after we done those, after each application, we did flood them or flushed them to make sure that the nitrogen was incorporated into the field. We didn't just leave it out there, because this is row rice also, people. This is row rice. This is not traditional paddy rice we're working in. And I should have mentioned that up front, that this is row rice, but I want you to understand that. So after that, the farmer standard over this way got a total of 150 units over 3 applications, where here we got 350 units because of the first initial 300, and then it got an additional 50 as the process went along. So, but we come in at and done after the 3rd application, before we made the fourth application, or looked at a 4th application, we were looking, excuse me, got ahead. When we looked at them earlier, after the 3 applications, we done an NDVI reading, and they were 78 and 76. Now that's 0.78, 0.76. NDVI works from 0 to 1. And the higher the number, the healthier the plant. The lower the number, I'm gonna say the weaker, but not as actively growing or not as healthy a plant. So when we done that, after the 3 applications, it come back a 0.78 and a 0.76 on the, respectively, the enrich and the farmer standard. That's really no significant difference there. So what it was telling us, with nitrogen not being a limiting factor, we had put out all the plant needed at this stage. The way this works, we got this really highly scientific measuring, because to do NDVI, you have to do it roughly 3 foot above the crop. So to do that, we have this really high scientific measuring tool here, which is a ribbon with a washer on it at 3 foot. You click and you get a reading. Today, that reading is 74 in our enriched strip. And we'll talk about something else here in a minute. But so we said, okay, we're good. We're really good. We're right on target with our 150 units up against our 300 units. So we come back at boot stage, prepared to make a 4th shot of N. We done the numbers in. Now our enriched strip is at 78 versus 73 on our farmer standard, but we're right there. So when you put the pencil to it and does a little math and a little figuring, we made the determination that it was not worth a 4th shot of N on it economically. We didn't feel like we would benefit from it. So we chose not to apply that 4th application. So today, when we look at it, I told you a while ago, we checked this, the enriched strip, get our scientific tools to work in here. were at 75, okay? Come back over here to our farmer standard, it's 74. So we've got 75 where we got 350 units of N on it. We're getting a 74 over here with 150 units. So I think we made the right call by not adding the additional 50 pounds on that fourth application. So this is our whole purpose in this work, is to understand where you need nitrogen, when you don't need nitrogen. You know, are you putting out too much or are you not putting out enough? The NDVI with that algorithm tells you you're good. I did forget to mention when we did do the 78 and the 73, it only required 27 pounds of N through the algorithm. We made the determination that was not economically feasible. So again, stay with us as we get on through this program, carrying it on to harvest. But thank you for joining us today.